COVID.
I'm rolling. You guys can get ready.
Okay.
Get going when you're ready.
Okay, hi, it's Mayor Kaufusi, and I am here doing a Conversations with Kaufusi, and I am so thrilled because I have one of my favorite people with me. His name is Quinn Peterson, and Quinn is just a fascinating individual and is tied to Provo in a unique way. So instead of me talking about all his uniqueness, I'm going to ask Quinn to introduce himself and tell us a couple fun facts about himself.
Sure. So I have been in Provo for, I guess, gosh, what is the math? 2009, 10, 11 years, 12 years. And I really got engaged in the way that I'm currently engaged because I started with really cultivating my home. I wanted my home to be this, I don't know, customized refuge for my life. And so I customized every little nook and cranny to build this cool tree house which doubles as a shelter for my motorcycles, and as I sort of tweaked my home, I kind of ran out of projects. And my home is so much more than just like my address on 300 South, but it's the community around me. And so as I got more involved with the business community downtown and a lot of the other things happening in our community, I ended up working with the farmers market and running a shop on Center Street. And now I'm the executive director of Downtown Provo, Inc. And our goal with Downtown Provo is to just advocate for downtown. And traditionally in most communities, this is called the Business Alliance. And we give a voice to the business community so that we can affect policy to make downtown better. We do a lot of work with tourism. We do a lot of work with making downtown a neat destination. We run the monthly mural program and a lot of other fun sort of activities and publicly engaged events. We manage the light strings that zigzag over the sidewalks throughout Center Street and University to really just make downtown a destination that's unique, and it inspires creativity, and it's a place people want to be. So I guess I started really small in high school with customizing my wardrobe, and then I got a house and I customized my house, and I'm really a part of Provo, and so we began to sort of work with the business community to customize downtown.
Thank you. That is so informative. And it's true. You really are a passionate person, and no matter what task you take on or we ask you to do, you do it with all your heart, and we really appreciate that. So my first question for you on our Conversations with Kaufusis is, COVID-19, what has that done to the businesses in downtown Provo?
Yeah, that's a great question. It's been super hard. It's been really hard. A lot of businesses have had to lay off a great number of people. And so, unfortunately, we have a lot of people who work in the businesses downtown who now don't have jobs. But on the flip side, I will say our community has stepped up in a way that was not necessarily expected. And the support that has come in to help some of these restaurants stay afloat through curbside pickup and things like that has been better than we expected, and they're surviving. So it has been really rotten because a lot of people have lost their jobs, but the businesses are surviving. So I guess that's the two parts to that answer.
So tell me, why is it important for us to continue, even though we were kind of set on this 2-week trajectory, and why is it so important to continue supporting our downtown businesses?
Yeah, just like any time, it's great to support downtown, but I think right now the reason it is even more important, we shared a little bit of data back on Small Business Saturday. You know, it's important right now that we try to help the economy worldwide survive. But when you spend $1 in our downtown, that goes to a locally owned shop. The tip goes to the locally living, server. They then spend that money at Pioneer Book and Ma's Pizza to get their lunch, and it recirculates. So the data that's been gathered shows that 67 cents of every dollar spent in our community stays in our community. And so it's not only important to continue acting normal and trying to keep businesses alive, but specifically focusing on businesses in our local community because that continues recirculating in the local community.
So talk to me a little bit about, we've been real focused on the restaurants, and what are some of the things we're doing to help with the restaurants to stay afloat?
Yeah. There are a lot of different things that are happening right now because obviously the biggest concern right now is public safety. Yeah. We want to make sure that people stay healthy. We don't contribute to the spread of this big unknown, this big virus we don't know enough about yet. And so fortunately, I can comfortably and confidently encourage and invite people to continue patronizing these businesses because these businesses are taking measures to make it a safe place. Almost every restaurant downtown has delivery. Most of them have waived that delivery fee if they do it themselves. Almost every single one of them has curbside pickup. So you can order over the phone or online and then pick it up at the curb. A lot of them have taken their lobby and eliminated them to pick up at a window, like the Provo Bakery. So everyone has adapted in a slightly different way to make sure that we can continue patronizing these businesses in a safe way. But in addition to the restaurants, the retailers have done the same thing. You know, we have a fun vintage shop called Thrift Hood just south here. So they've started listing every single item on their Instagram. And you can buy it over the Instagram and they set up delivery. The record shop, 3 Hive, up on 500 North, they're doing the same thing. They put their inventory up online. You can do a curbside pickup. So retailers, restaurants alike, they're adapting, and it's just important that we stay educated to what ways they're adapting because it isn't a blanket policy overall. You know, when we have like Provo Bakery, you can order at the window versus 3 Hive, you can buy records on Instagram. So everyone has a slightly different adaptation, but it's important that you stay connected to the community to see who's adapted and how.
That's such a good point. I was in a restaurant a couple days ago and we walked in and the tables and chairs were all pushed to the side and it was stand in line but stay 6 feet apart. I mean, I was so impressed with how serious they were taking it. And the beauty of it is because we want everyone to be safe and we want to come out of this, all of us healthy and happy, and we want to keep our community thriving. So last question, is there anything that we can do as citizens to help in your charge to keep the businesses afloat and doors open and people employed?
Yeah, I think that the real summary, it is just stay safe, but keep the community employed. And I know that a lot of us are paralyzed with fear, but you need to realize the community is all acting in a responsible way right now, and the businesses are taking extra care because if they don't, they go out of business. So we want to make sure that we can keep a lot of this local flavor around. Our downtown is especially unique because we have 78 different eating establishments, and every single one of them is locally owned. So it's awesome. It adds excellent variety and character, but what that means, they don't have a giant umbrella safety net in New York or LA that's keeping them afloat. It's when they have to close their doors, they're gone forever. And so we need to make sure that we're patronizing these local businesses so that they stick around after this quarantine time.
Thanks, Quinn. You are just always so much fun to interview with. I appreciate it. And again, just remember everything he stated, and let's all get out and support our local businesses, or at least curbside or drive-through, do something so that we can help our businesses stay afloat here in our beautiful and unique downtown Provo. Okay, thanks again, and thanks for joining us.